So dear learners, in this particular video we will continue with the software process activities. That is our second activity, that is design and implementation. In the previous video we had already discussed about the first software process activity, that is software specification. Under the software specification, try to recall, we discussed about the requirement engineering process. Means it's all about related to the feasibility study and defining the requirements, that is requirement specification, that we did that. Okay, so when you complete that first activity, your output will be always known as a big document that you are going to create there, that is a software requirement specification. It's very popularly known as SRS. Okay, so when you complete that first activity of that software process activities are concerned, see there, it's a very big document. Just now I told that software requirement specification that will be get developed, where you are going to define the different types of requirements. Requirements are nothing but, in the sense, the services and the functionalities that the software is supposed to provide to the end users, that we have already discussed. So when this particular software requirement specification document is get created, then we will go for the next step, that is the second step of our software process activity, design and implementation. Is it clear? Okay, so let's discuss about what happens in software design and implementation. So basically the software design is nothing but it's a process of converting the system specifications into an executable system. Just have a look at here. So here the input for this particular step is what? The output of the previous step, that is what? Requirement specification. So in the requirement specification, we already told that a document will be get prepared, that is called what? A system specification. So system specification is nothing but what? It's a set of variety of requirements collection that will be get defined in that document, and that will be taken as the input for what? This design and development step. So here we are going to design the system and also what? Convert that design into what? An implementation. Okay, so basically there are two activities are involved in this particular stage is concerned. One is software design and another one is implementation. Is it clear? So the software design is concerned with what? Design a software structure that realizes the specification. Means according to the specification that we have defined in the previous stage. Okay, with respect to that reflection, we need to what? Design the software. Means we have to define the structure of the software. Okay, that is to be done in software design. Once my design is ready, the design will be converted into what? Means translate this structure into what? An executable program is nothing but what? The implementation. So both design and implementations are going to be get merged over here. Is it clear? Okay, so the activities of design and implementations are closely related and may be what? Interleaved. So normally parallelly we are going to carry out this design and implementation is concerned. Okay, so now let's have a look at how actually the software design is going to take place. That is just with a diagram we will be discussing a general model of the design process. Okay, so this is the generic model of how actually a software is going to get designed. This is a particular process that we are going to discuss here. So in the diagram, if you observe, see there, for this design process is concerned, what are the different inputs that we are going to consider here? Okay, this is the design inputs. What are those? The very first one is platform information, second one is requirement specifications, and third one is data description. So these are the three inputs which will be acting as an input for what? My design process, means the design activities. So what is this platform information? Is nothing but it will always decides under in which environment you are planning to execute your software. Okay, that environment includes your operating system or your database applications or any other supporting software applications. Okay, why? Because a software is not an independent component, and every software is going to interface with what? Some other software. If you develop one software, to work with that software, you need to take a help of what? The another software. Is it clear? See, for example, say when I want to run my own software, I need the support of operating system always. So where operating system will be acting as what? One platform for me. Okay. So that is why that platform information that will be acting as an input, and another very important input is my requirement specification, because this requirement specification is the output of what? My previous stage, that is requirement engineering process, which consists of all set of variety of requirements, and also I need to define what? The data description, means with what type of data that my software is going to what? Deal with. Okay. So these are the three inputs, and now coming to the design activities, see there, this is my actual design process, where I am going to carry out 4 different activities. One is the architectural design, okay. Second one is interface design, third one is component design, and fourth one is database design. So these are the 4 different types of design activities will be carried out during the design processes concerned. Okay. And also just have a look at there, what are the outputs that we are expecting from this design process is concerned. My outputs will be what? First one is I am going to get a overall my software system architecture and my database specification, how my database is to be get designed, the requirements, the nature of the database, everything, and I am going to define that interface specification. Why? Because software is not a single entity. If you consider any software as a system, it's a combination of what? My multiple components, and how these components are going to be get interfaced. To make that interface, what are the requirements which are needed? That is what? Interface specification, then also what? Component specification. So every component itself is having what? Some sort of requirements to be get fulfilled. So that is the component specification. These are the outputs normally we are going to come across. Okay. Now we will discuss one by one these design activities. Just know what we listed. So there are 4 different design activities which will be carried out under design process is concerned. The very first one is what? Architectural design. Okay. So in the architectural design, normally we are going to define the architecture of my overall software system. So that will be get developed. Okay. So, so here architecture in the sense what? In the very beginning itself, we are telling that a system is not a single entity. Every system is made up of what? A subsystems, where every subsystem is made up of what? Different modules, where every module is made up of what? A component. So it means that when I am going to combine multiple components, I may get one module. When I will be combining more than one module, I may get what? One subsystem. When I will combine more than one subsystem, I will get what? A system. But how I will come to know that what are all the different parts of my system? That is possible only when I am going to what? Define an architectural design. Okay, that's the reason that see there in the architectural design, where we are going to identify what? The overall structure of the system and their principal components. And that principal components, either you can call them as what? Subsystems, or even what? Modules, or a component itself. And also we will come to know that what about the relationship between what? One component to the another component, and how they are going to be get what? Distributed. How they are going to get what? Organized. So all these things can be possible only when we are able to what? Design the architecture. So once again, with respect to this architectural design is concerned, a separate chapter is there. So there normally in our software engineering, there are 3 very popular architectural generic models are available. One is repository model, and another one is client server architecture, and third one is layered architecture. Okay. And this is a very vast topic actually, architecture, because there is a separate subject called software architecture itself. So anyway, this is not the time to get into depth. Okay. And my second activity of the design process is interface design. See there, when I will complete the architectural design, I will come across a variety of components. Now my job is to define what? An interface design. Interface design means what? Where we are going to define the interface between what? The system components. Why? Because my system is made up of what? Multiple components. Okay. How one component is going to be get interfaced with what? The another component. So that we need to define here. And my third job is I have to design an independent and individual component itself, that is component design, where we are going to take each system component and we are going to what? Design how it will operate. So where an independent component may be a single functionality or a small program, or that component may be if it is in a larger scale, it may be another subsystem, or it's just like a system, whatever it may be. Okay. So if in large scale, normally what happens, if it is a subsystem, we have to design as if we are going to design what? Another system. So that is what the component. So here the last step of the design activity is the database design here. Okay. So in the database design, here we are going to design the system data structure and how these are to be represented in database. Okay. So here we need to define the overall the structure of the data that my software is going to deal with. That's very important. So once again, the defining the data structure is nothing but what, how exactly with what structure my data is going to be get stored in the memory. Okay, that we need to define, and also in the database how the data can be get stored and extracted, that we need to clearly make the design of that particular database, which is very much essential, especially for all the software based system development is concerned. And once again, out of all these 4 different design activities are concerned, either all these seems to be carried out sequentially, or even we can interleave all these things, means concurrently we can carry out. And also these design activities always depends on the type of the software that we are going to design here. It is not mandatory that all these designs are compulsory. Okay. So for example, say if you consider any real time software application is concerned, for which normally sometimes we may not interested in what the database design there. Okay. So that is why it depends on once again the type of the software. So just try to recall here, for any design process is concerned, we are going to carry out 4 different activities. First one is architectural design, second one is interface design, and third one is component design, and fourth one is what? The database design. Okay. So once this design part is completed, okay, so we will be going for what? The implementation. Why? Because in this particular second stage is concerned, here we are going to mix up both design and implementation. So once my design is get defined in terms of the software structure, so we are going to translate this structure into what? An executable program. So my design will be get converted into what? The coding. Coding is nothing but what? Program. So here actually we are going to write the program for the software. Okay, where we are going to create that executable model which is capable of accepting some sort of inputs, and also what? It is going to give the output in terms of the services and functionalities. That is what the implementation is concerned. And with respect to this implementation is concerned, there is no specific the process or any diagrammatic way or any the steps have not yet defined in our software engineering system is concerned actually. Why? Because this coding is always considered to be an individual capability of what? The skill set. It depends always. Okay. So how strong the person is in that particular language, it always matters. Okay. So we never bothered about how a person is going to write a program. So finally what we expect that, okay, that program should be correct, okay, and it is going to give the output as which is expected. That is what required here. Okay. So that's the reason that normally for coding or programming or implementation is concerned, there is no any dedicated procedure or any pattern is going to be get defined in our software engineering. Okay. So this is all what about the software design and implementation is concerned. Okay. So here we are going to complete our second step of what? Software process activities. Thank you.